What up? It's your girl KP. Yes, Keisha Pollard, aka Miss Always Amazing, here with your midweek shot. Just a quick update to share what's been going on, anything that's relevant in my world today. Before I get into that, I want to thank everybody for listening, everybody for liking, subscribing to my YouTube page, giving comments. I did have some comments on my YouTube. I was like, what? Let me find out. So shout out to any person that listens. I know that you don't have to. Any person that comments, likes, or shares. I love you. I'm doing the heart with my hands. So definitely thank you for your support. I want to also quickly shout out my first blog was released or uploaded or whatever the term is for that. Came out on teflonjohn.com. It is entitled The Next Chapter. It's about my daughter graduating and that transition for me and my girls. Will be a house of 3 women. So check it out. It's definitely emotional. I was reading it to her on Monday and I was crying like, you guys are my greatest accomplishment. So check it out. Writing is a love of mine, a passion. I love to be able to put my thoughts into words that really can convey how I'm feeling without saying it blatantly, but also the emotion is there. So I hope that if you check it out, give me some feedback on it. It's my first one. Progress, not perfection, right? So it's been a dope week. Started with an assignment from my boss. Had a quick turnaround time, pretty major training need that we were given to come up with a recommendation. I was able to partner with my peers and other sites to make this happen. We met this morning, finished off the proposal. My boss had a few updates or some questions, updated it, returned it, boom, bam, and we're done. And that, my friends, is what I love to do. I love to be able to turn things on a dime, get creative, make some assumptions, and also do some drastic, innovative planning. When people think you're crazy, if they don't think I'm crazy, I don't think that I've tried hard enough. So I like to make people, and I'm doing like the scratch, like the crackhead scratch, like, I want people to think, man, Keisha's crazy. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I've never been a crackhead, by the way, but we've all seen Dave Chappelle, right? So that's how the week has started. I was leaving work today. Let me back up. Before today, yesterday, I had a meeting, a collaboration meeting, an innovation meeting with 3 extremely dope, supportive gentlemen that I've been fortunate to get to know better and to interact with. And now we're forming, right now we're called the Reinvention Squad group. We're looking for a name. Pray about it. Martre Stevens, Willie Sanders, and Jonathan Smith, Mr. AKA Teflon John himself. We had a collaboration meeting, one of many to come, just to kind of talk through plans and to get our focus together, which I'm about that life. And they inspire me to be more creative, to put out more solid quality content, which drove me to today. Like, this was, having that meeting with them yesterday made me think, what can I do today? Keisha, you do one podcast a week, and now you're going to do 1 blog a week. What else could you do? So after this amazing meeting, I didn't leave work till about 6 o'clock today. So after my meeting, walking to my car, I began to think about one of my favorite movies. And that is Still Magnolias. If you have not seen it, please do yourself a favor. I don't know if it's on Netflix, but regardless, find it. I own the movie. That's how much I love it. And it's the story of a mother and a daughter. And the daughter has kidney problems, decides that she wants to have a baby against the doctor's recommendation or advising. The doctor says she can, but she shouldn't have a baby. And this is the part that brings me to this conversation. She tells her mom, hey, we're going to have a baby. And her mom is completely livid. Why would you? How could you? And Julia Roberts says to her mom, I would much rather have a moment, a glimmer, a glimpse into this beautiful child's life than to have never had it at all. And that made me think, ladies and gentlemen, OMG was my first thought. Second thought was, what is mine? And I'm here to ask you, what is yours? What is the one thing that you are absolute about? Because Julia was absolute, I want to have a baby. Her husband was a lawyer. They could have adopted. But what is that one thing? I want to have a baby, and I'm willing to give the sacrifice, and I'm willing to walk out the consequence of my choice, of my decision. So what is that thing? What is that thing for me that I am willing to sacrifice and willing to deal with the consequence of making that happen? It's a pretty profound thought when you think about the timing of that movie and how, even relating that back to going back to then and thinking about today, how I refer to that line often. I'd rather have a moment, so ladies, shoot your shot. Gentlemen, shoot your shot. I'd much rather have shot the shot, even if it's one or two amazing dates. I'd much rather have had that than to have never had it at all, or have been in a relationship that maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it does. I would much rather have attempted. I'd much rather have stated my intentions than to have never, I've just sat on it. I've just bottled up my love inside. Or I'd much rather have taken the course and maybe found out I wanted to change my major. Or I'd much rather have applied for the job, interviewed, and didn't get it. But you put yourself out there. You found what was absolute in your life. You made a declaration. This is what I'm going to do. And whatever the sacrifice looks like and whatever the consequence of the action, I am willing and I accept that. And that was my thought of the day. That was my walking to the car. The weather's kind of weird. We're slated to have some storms and maybe hail, and I think there's like a tornado watch or warning. I'm good. So parentals, family in VA, your girl is good. But I was walking to the car and it felt hot, but it was cool at the same time. And the sky was completely clear. It was really interesting, looked kind of abnormal. But that was my thought. And I said, I have to share this. I have to share my Julia Roberts moment with the world. What is your would you rather? What is, and when we think about it, don't try to boil the ocean. What's the first step to get there? So Julia knew, the first step for her was she knew that she wanted to have a baby. So then she had to try to get pregnant, right? So that was the first step. But if I know that I am going to be a counselor one day. First step is I've started to take classes for my master's, right? I would rather have begin to take the steps, and maybe I don't see it through because something else comes up. But at least in my mind, in my framework, I am working towards what I know that I have been resolved about for most of my life. And you have to find what is the thing that keeps you up at night. What is the burning passion in your soul? What do you dream about? When someone says, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Who are you? What are those things? And how do you go from where you are today to where you want to be? And how can I help? I am the queen of accountability. So let me know. If it's, hey, within the next 3 weeks, I want to have at least gone out to the community college website to see when fall classes are starting. Step 1. Step 2, maybe how much are the classes? Or I want to understand how Weight Watchers works. Or I want to understand the first steps to doing a trademark. Whatever that is, we have to be willing to be held accountable, but also to look back 6 months from now. So this is April. So in October, how can we really chart down our trajectory to say, I started at A and now I'm at F. You don't have to be at Z. I started here and now I'm there. So think about it. What is the thing that you're absolute about? And how do you plan to get there? Came home today and turned on Beyonce's Homecoming on Netflix. I saw some people talking about it on Instagram today. And the hustle, the grind, the work ethic, to have been 218 with the twins, all that she put her body through, and then to get it snapped back. Okay, Beyonce. Now that is where I'm not. So she mentioned no bread, no sugar, no carbs. Like, no, my sacrifice ain't there. Maybe if there was millions attached to it, right? I'm like, no, I can just eat, a muffin for breakfast and have fish taco for dinner, hot dog without the bun. But I think it's a great representation for anybody, not just little hashtag Black Girl Magics, but anybody who wants to see what hard work and dedication and stick-to-itness looks like. Beyonce is a living example of how she allowed her grind to help her build her empire. So I will leave you with that. Please share in the comments. Let me give a call to action, right? No good message or meeting should end without a call to action. So my call to action for you is in the comments, what is your absolute? What is your resolve? What is the one thing that's burning inside of you that, if asked, and not a bucket list item, there should be a level of achievability. It might take sacrifice and time, and you might have to save money to take the class or find grants and resources. Whatever that is, what is it? And if that is step 10 of the process, what's step 1? So please share below, what is your result? What are you resolved about? And if you want to just start with, what's the first thing you want to do to get to what you're resolved about? Please share. I will follow up. I'll read the comments. I'll put you on my calendar. I have this really nice dry erase calendar on my wall. I'll add you to it. I want to be here to support. I've had amazing people in my life. I still do, who encourage me, support me, to make sure that I am all about BI when I'm supposed to be about BI, and I want to return the favor. But you guys know what it is. No guilt, no judgment, no shame, only love. I will be back tomorrow talking about #bestself. You know what it is. You know what it is. But I couldn't resist to give you a shot of KP. Midweek, tall shot, no chaser. I hope everyone has an amazing evening. If you're in San Antonio or Texas, be safe. The weather's supposed to be kind of cray. If you're not, pray for your girl. But I hear that the weather's kind of crazy in VA too. So stretching my hands out, plead the blood of Jesus. No hurt, harm, or danger shall come nigh. Sending guardian angels to encamp around all of us, be it in San Antonio or on the East Coast. Much love. Thank you for your support. And until next time, KP's out.